Hey everyone, and welcome to your divine masculine Libra traits today. I'm so glad I could have you with me. It's really hot here in Australia today. It's still morning, but it's going to be about 42 degrees or more Celsius here where I live. So you can look that up. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's going to be pretty warm. So that word also resonates with the Libra divine masculine. The Libra divine masculine is usually very friendly and warm, and will definitely be a person who will help as many others as they can in life. They are highly generous, and they are also very self-motivated. So sometimes they can come across as being a little bit self-indulged, but it's usually because they've got some sort of project on the go that you might not know about. They're always thinking ahead of time. So if you can imagine in their mind, they'll have a pathway here, and that might represent love. They'll have another pathway here which will be for their employment. They'll have another one here for family, and then they might have another one here for their interests. So at any one time they could have because they're an air sign, which represents the swords, they are constantly thinking and what's the word for that? Sort of like an architect. Someone says, we want this type of house, but then the architect adds all these other things onto it. So let's give an example of this. So let's just say, Libra is going to get their car tuned at the auto mechanic shop, and then 3 days before they go, they think, oh, actually, I think I might enjoy a new set of tires for the car as well. So I might as well work out the budget and get them to do that. And then maybe the air conditioning needs regassing as well, so I'll get them to do that, and then that, and then that. And so they'll this beginning plan will end up being it's like making chocolate, and then it would have just been a normal simple chocolate, where you spoon the chocolate into the mold, but then all of a sudden they've just come up with like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory with whatever they're working on. So they will do things not always in excess, but they will try and make it the most successful outcome that they possibly can. They do not like to feel off balance in any way. And so they may, in relationship, they may succumb to what you like just because they don't want any conflict. Because they've got all these trajectories in their life going on all of the time, and they're constantly working out how they're going to better their garden, or better their house, or better their work, or better their their cooking, or whatever it is that they're thinking about. They like the rest of their relationships to be really smooth. However, if they have an opinion on something, they will not back down on that opinion. So if your divine masculine Libra had a huge belief in a political faction, or party or something, and you came across and said, well, I don't like so and so because of the way they've run their campaign, and they disagreed with you, they would spend time arguing the point. And I say arguing without meaning to sound disrespectful, but they will try and make you conform to their idea. However, if you tell them to shh, they will listen to your idea, but it's very difficult to sway them to your idea. Because, you know, they rule the thought. They've already thought through things so much that sometimes they believe that, you know, when other people come in with their thought, that they probably haven't thought it through as much as they have. And so, you know, they kind of put someone else on the back burner because of that. So they can be romantic, but not really. Like, I mean, romance for a Libra might be going to buy someone a chocolate bar, you know, when they go to the store and they just come back with someone's favorite chocolate bar, which is lovely, but it's probably not going to be, you know, champagne and flowers and, you know, a bubble bath and stuff like that, or poetry, or you know, anything really, really thoughtful. Because, I mean, it is thoughtful in a simple way. So it might be, I'll cook you dinner, or you know, I don't know, they might buy a gift for you or something. But it's because usually Librans have been hurt in the past, and so they really do sometimes find it hard to open up their heart, because they're really like children inside, and this inner child wounding that they've had in the past, in past relationships, makes them, you know, they'll be balanced and loving and kind and generous on the outside, but on the inside, they, you know, when they love, they really, 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 really love. And so you can hurt them very easily by just saying, you know, a simple comment about, I don't know, what they're wearing or something like that, you know, and they'll think about it constantly for a long time, unless they've learned, you know, not to take on board, you know, what other people say or think about them. So, you know, it might just be a passing comment, you know, and you say, oh, you've cut your hair a bit short, let's just say as an example, and so they'll think about that for months to come. Oh, maybe I shouldn't ever get this haircut again, or you know, or something like that. Or on the other hand, if someone said to them, oh wow, blue really suits you, then you might see them wearing more blue. So they are affected by what people say, although usually, you know, they've got these paths of trajectory that they're already on, so they just try and keep themselves in that perspective most often. If you come into union with your divine masculine Libra, they will love you forever and a day. They may have addiction issues, however, so be very aware of that, because of this constant mental contemplation of things all of the time that goes on all of the time. Sometimes this can cause lack of sleep, and at times, for not everyone, but for some, it will cause depression. And so instead of reaching out for help, which is not something that they particularly like to do because they like to self-help, then they will usually reach out to some sort of addiction instead to cope, which is relevant for all the signs, but it's just a little more prevalent because of Libra being an earth sign. They're not an earth sign, an air sign, I meant to say. And this can cause overthinking, and overthinking, you know, can sometimes bring ego in, and sometimes push the heart-based perspective or consciousness away. And so if they're in their head a lot, obviously this can cause their own self-harm, because their own thoughts are harming them all the time. Not all the time, but if they get into that mentality, they can. And so then they can self-lubricate with whatever it is that they choose. So just be aware that a stressed divine masculine Libra is not a good thing. Their literal sign is the scales. They like to balance things. They like to be balanced in all areas of their life. This is love, relationships, employment, and also their own interests as well. So this is what I have for your divine masculine Libra, and I'll continue with the rest of the series now. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.